You were not born free. You were trained. From the moment you learned to speak, to sit still, to raise your hand before asking a question, you were conditioned. Not to think, but to obey. Society does not put chains on your hands. It puts them on your mind. Invisible chains, comfortable chains, chains you defend. And the most dangerous part, you start calling those chains normal. Today is not about rebellion for the sake of rebellion. This is about seeing the cage you're already inside. Because you cannot break chains you refuse to acknowledge. Friedrich Nietzsche warned us. The surest way to corrupt a youth is to instruct him to hold in higher esteem those who think alike than those who think differently. Read that again in your mind. That is not education. That is programming. Predictable people are easy to control. Society does not want you powerful. It wants you predictable. A predictable worker, a predictable consumer, a predictable thinker. From school to career, from relationships to morality, you are handed a script. Go to school, get approved, get a degree, get a job, get married, get tired, get old, get forgotten. And if you question this path, you're called lazy, ungrateful, difficult, dangerous. Society does not punish failure. It punishes non-compliance. You are rewarded not for truth, but for fitting in. That's why most people don't live. They perform. They wear masks that earn applause, while their real self starves in silence. In the Matrix, Morpheus says, you take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. That line hits harder than it sounds, because the blue pill is comfort. The blue pill is routine. The blue pill is this is just how life is, and most people choose it, not because they're weak, but because the truth costs too much. The red pill isn't freedom, it's responsibility. And society knows that if too many people wake up, the entire system collapses. How to break this chains? Breaking societal chains does not mean chaos. It means conscious choice. You stop asking, what will people think? And start asking, what do I think? You stop outsourcing your values, your ambition, your self-worth. You realize that rules are not laws of nature. They are agreements. Agreements made by people no smarter than you, often more fearful than you. Freedom begins when you accept this truth. You don't need permission to think differently. The moment you detach from approval, you regain power. Not loud power. Quiet power. The kind that doesn't need validation, because it knows who it is. First, audit your beliefs. Ask yourself, who taught me this? And who benefits if I believe it? Second, practice. Small acts of disobedience. Say no without explaining. Choose silence when expected to agree. Walk away from paths that feel safe, but empty. Third, reduce exposure to mass influence. Less news, less noise, less opinions that aren't yours. Solitude sharpens truth. And finally, accept this reality. Breaking chains will cost you. You may lose approval. You may lose comfort. You may lose people. But what you gain is something society never wanted you to have. Autonomy. And once you taste it, you will never fit back into the cage.